During a dystopian future in Kansai, a girl we will call Normal Girl lives an everyday life. After finishing work, she saves a cat from getting hit by a car and decides to get dinner at a takoyaki stand. When a guy at the stand drops a 500 yen coin, she picks it up and tries to give it back to him. However, he denies the coin, stating that drop money is bad luck. Shortly after, when Normal Girl's food is ready, she is told to pay with physical cash instead of virtual. When she says she can't use the coin to pay and tries another way, the store owner calls to cops on her, saying that the girl is trying to run away without paying. She is taken to the police station. And then we cut to the guy who dropped the coin, starting a deal with thug clients. He blows up a warehouse full of guys, and it's revealed that his name is Courier, and he has a prison sentence of 745 years. Courier receives a request on his phone, saying the job will pay 100 million yen. We then get introduced to most of the other cast, who get the same job offer. Brawler, with a sentence of 348 years. Hacker, 589 years. Doctor, 432 years. And more are introduced later. The cast consists of Akudama, which is that world's way of saying criminal. The job offer asks to save Cutthroat from his execution. Each one of the characters has a different way of handling things. Brawler battles his way in directly through the front. Hacker uses his machines and hacking abilities. Doctor sneaks in between the commotion. And Courier just uses his beloved bike to get in. The four Akudamas battle each other in front of the elevator that leads to Cutthroat's chamber. After Normal Girl tries to save another cat and ends up in front of the Akudamas, they all agree that they want to kill her. To save herself, she calls herself the Akudama named Swindler. This bars her from death. And after they all work together to defeat a giant robot, they go to save Cutthroat from his execution. This is where they meet Hoodlum, with a 4-year sentence. And the robot shows up again. After Swindler distracts the robot, Courier finally finishes it off. And Cutthroat is finally free and introduced with a 967-year sentence. He puts a collar with a bomb in it on everyone there. And the black cat is revealed to be the one who sent the job request. The Akudamas have been rewarded the 100 million yen and says that they have enough potential for phase 2 of the job. Attacking the Shinkansen. The Shinkansen is the one way to Kanto and is considered a sacred entity. So it's quite a big job. After, they all relocate to an abandoned rooftop. Brawler jumps onto a bus and throws the driver out of the window to his death. Then, Hacker hacks the bus to come towards the rooftop so they can all get aboard. Hoodlum becomes best bros with Brawler by lying to him and saying he has a 500 million year sentence. Which works because Brawler isn't too bright. Cutthroat pushes a red button. The ship goes into emergency mode. And they crash into a hotel named Geisha de Maiko. Cutthroat claims Swindler as his. And Brawler takes care of the room service. Once they reach a room, they finally have a chance to breathe. And the black cat explains that the 1 billion yen job is to steal the cargo on the Shinkansen. Suddenly, 2 executioners with a license to kill appear and attempt to kill all the Akudamas. A fight ensues. And they nearly get captured. But Courier's wife uses the laser to give them time to escape. It then cuts to Swindler and the gang in an abandoned factory, discussing more about the plan to invade the Shinkansen. To get through the first gate, they get Swindler to do it. Then they are put in 3 groups because they have to push 2 buttons simultaneously to disable a shield. Swindler, Cutthroat, and Hacker go upstairs. Doctor, Brawler, and Hoodlum go downstairs. And Courier will work alone and wait for the shield to go down. The plasma shield needs to go down because any unregistered cargo will be instantly zapped and destroyed. So Courier would die. Later, Swindler convinces the gate guard, saying that she is a replacement for the regular person. And she gets let in. Hacker hacks the security system and the entrance to get past without security noticing. When the 2 teams reach their respective buttons, they find out that there are barriers. To get past them, Cutthroat throws his knives to cut through the barriers, and Brawler destroys the pillars of the barriers. Both teams barely make it on time and press the button in sync to activate the elevator. They get to the Shinkansen, and Brawler pushes the button to the power deactivating device. But Hacker couldn't modify the Shinkansen in time. He modified everything but the weight. So Swindler has to be the one to go into the Shinkansen to open it on time for Courier and the gang. As the 2 executioners from earlier enter the Shinkansen, Brawler and Cutthroat stay behind to fight, as well as Courier because he needs his beloved bike to do the job. To get to the vault with the cargo, Hacker has to hack through 5 doors, which get increasingly complex each time, in 5 minutes. He takes this as a challenge and tries to do it. When Swindler and Hacker reach Carriage 4, they see seats and assume that people have ridden the Shinkansen to Kanto before. The Black Cat reveals that even if they survive the absolute quarantine zone, there is a decontamination zone that purges all organic matter. The fighting with the 2 executioners continues. And later they enter the absolute quarantine zone, so they are running out of time. Courier takes down the junior executioner, gets his bike back, and Doctor and Cutthroat ride with him as they help the injured brawler with the senior executioner. The gang makes it to the vault, and it appears that they need a special key. The Black Cat disintegrates into said key, and after Swindler opens up the vault, it is revealed that the cargo is a brother and sister. The boy blows a whistle, which stops the Shinkansen in time, and saves everyone. The injured brawler was healed by Dr. Doctor and wants to fight the senior executor because apparently, it is the first time he has ever felt scared. The kids say that the job is not over, and they join the Akudamas as they go back to Kansai. Hacker stays behind to go to Kanto, which he has wanted since he has been bored for a long time in Kansai. The problem with the collar is solved because he already hacked it. And before he leaves, he gives Swindler one of his robots. We cut to the injured executioners and then their superior, where they find out that the Akudama are still alive. Meanwhile, the Akudama gang makes it outside to an abandoned building. The brother takes out a machine that makes whatever food the person holding it wants. This way, the Akudamas have a way to eat. The Doctor threatens the kids, and Swindler protests against Doctor. Later, the superior of the 2 executors informs Senior and Junior that the Akudamas are still alive and that they are suspended from duty for now. After cutting to Courier not accepting the coin again from Swindler because he only accepts job money, we cut back to the old woman executioner telling all executioners to kill the wanted Akudamas. Although the senior executioner guy got told not to hunt the dangerous Akudama, he goes anyways. He throws Courier across the field, cuts Doctor in half. Cutthroat starts fighting Senior, and then we cut to Hoodlum trying to talk Brawler into running away. Brawler denies it, saying he wants to fight Senior. Meanwhile, Cutthroat gets trapped after getting hit by Senior into a building. Cutthroat gets out by cutting off his legs. To injure Senior, he grabs the brother kid and uses him as a shield right before Senior tries to stab Cutthroat. He then punches through the kid's body to stab and injure the executioner. To Swindler's dismay, it didn't do much because then the executioner proceeded to stab Cutthroat. Swindler is relieved to see that the boy is okay because he healed up since he is immortal. Doctor is back because she stitched herself up using plot armor, saying that the senior executioner is slow because of his injuries on the Shinkansen. She then stitches Cutthroat's legs and stabs wounds until he is back to normal. Brawler and fight for a while. And then it cuts back to the old woman superior saying that the executioners are put into pairs to reduce the fatality rate. The fatality rate went down by 80% because each team has to look out for each other, so they feel obligated to stay alive. She also explains that she let the senior executioner go after the Akudamas because he was already prepared to die. We cut back to Brawler and Senior, both heavily wounded, who appear to be at a theme park. It starts raining, and as they trade blows, they both smile, seeming to have a good time. After exchanging one more blow, they are found by the junior executioner and Hoodlum, who are distraught by the dead companion's sight. Junior goes up to Senior, who is barely alive. Before he dies, he whispers something and gives his executioner weapon to her. Hoodlum, standing over the dead body of Brawler, then picks up a dropped executioner's weapon. Enraged, he sprints towards Junior with it and supposedly stabs her. Later, Swindler confronts Cutthroat about using the boy as a human shield. His excuse is that it was to protect her. But all he gets in return is a slap from Swindler. Brother opens up an underground passage. 001003 being the coordinates.